We got those tostones. What is wrong with my mouth? Hello lovers, welcome back to Travel Snacks. Today's journey takes us from Dawsonville to Alpharetta to Doraville to Norcross, basically a bunch of areas northeast of Atlanta. In today's episode, we eat the best donuts ever. We eat a couple fully vegan meals, explore one of the biggest farmers markets you've ever seen, and I get my new mattress, which is a disaster. We got a lot going on in this episode, so let's jump right in. 2 episodes ago, on the Valentine's Day episode, I ended up at one of my friend's house. Her name's Melinda, and she is the go-to if you want to know any good food stuffs in the Atlanta area. Like every time she's recommended something, it's a hit. It's always good. I always trust her when it comes to food. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what would be really cool is to try out a vegan restaurant. And the person that I thought of first is obviously Melinda because she's moving towards a plant-based diet as well. And I was like, all right, let me hit her up and see. So I sent her a message and I was like, hey, I'm thinking about going to a vegan restaurant. I'm thinking maybe I'll come back to your house. We can go do that. And she's like, yes. And then she's like, also, I've been really wanting to try out this new recipe. It's a black bean and sweet potato burger, which is like an all vegan situation. And she's like, do you want to be my guinea pig? And I'm like, yes. So before I went over there, I was like, have you ever tried Five Daughters Bakery donuts? And she's like, no, I've never even heard of that. And I'm like, food lady, of all the things, I can't even believe that you never heard of Five Daughters. And I actually did another video on this when I was in Atlanta last time. So if you haven't checked that out, go do it now. But I'm not kidding when I tell you, these are literally the best donuts. I've had a lot of good donuts, but these are just like on a million times different level. Like I just can't. So I was like, okay, I'm going to get you one because you have to experience this. The bummer part about this was that I was in the northeast area already, but Five Daughters is in the city. It's just like not like super easy to get in and out, but I was like, I'll do it because I love these donuts and I want her to try it. So I drove like 30 minutes into the city to get these donuts. And this one I'd never been to, this particular location. It wasn't even like a store, it was just like a little booth. I know which one I love the most, and that's the maple glaze. So I just got 2 of those, got in the car, started driving, and then bam, Atlanta traffic. Finally I got there, and then she's like, okay, are you ready for this dinner? And I was like, yes. And then I was talking to her about how I had tried the Impossible Burger. She was like, have you tried the Beyond Burger? And I was like, I don't think so. She's like, oh, I have some in my freezer, and instead of me like whipping up these patties from scratch, we could just eat that. And then I was just telling her like, I had really been thinking about this like plant-based diet, and one of the things, and I'm sure like everybody says this, what about like cheese? Because cheese is amazing. I'm really stuck on my cheddar and my American and my Gouda. Like those are my thing. 20 years ago, I tried vegan cheese and it was gross, and I'm like, nope. But vegan stuff has come a long way. So she's like, okay, I have 2 different types. So I tried both of them and they actually tasted really similar to cheese, like to the point where it was like not gonna like 100% fool you, but also good enough to replace. I want to like time out for a second because some of you are probably thinking like, yeah, right. But I'm like the most honest person. Like I'm gonna tell you if it sucks. I'm not gonna like eat something and just be like, oh, it's great. No, I'm the one that's gonna be like, that's gross. You can trust me on this plant-based journey. Here's what we had. It was the Beyond Burger, the cheese, and I'm not sure of the brand. Then she made this special sauce. It's like a Thousand Island. Spinach, avocado. Then she made like a tomato relish kind of thing, but it wasn't pickles in there, but it was like a tomato thing. Then on the side, she had a pea salad, which is peas, broccoli, shredded carrots, and then mixed with like vegan mayonnaise and I think vegan sour cream. Now, I like peas when it's like pea soup, but I don't really like whole peas. Like I don't like to just scoop peas into my mouth. Even when I eat chicken pot pie, I usually pick out the peas. Like I just don't really love it. So when I saw that salad, I was like, I'm gonna eat it because she made it, but I don't know if I'm gonna like it. And then the other thing is she had homemade chips. She sliced potatoes and sweet potatoes into like little round silver dollar type shapes.
All plant-based, every single item.
That burger was delicious. My mouth is watering because it was awesome. And the pea salad was actually very refreshing. It was actually a really good like summery salad kind of thing. And I think because there was like creaminess to it, it didn't have like a total like vegetable pea taste. So I actually liked it. I would actually eat it again, which is shocking. And then those little potato rounds were awesome. If you just dipped them into like ketchup stuff, it was awesome. I loved it. And we were so full afterwards. I really got full off of that meal. It was like a full-on burger and fries meal. So we sat down and watched some Netflix, and then she was like, do you want to eat those donuts? And I'm like, oh, I actually forgot about them, which I don't know how I could have forgot because they're awesome. And I was like, yeah, let's eat them. I look over and she's just like, oh my God, this is like heaven on a plate. And she just like was having a full-on experience with that donut. And I was like, I told you, like, it's the best thing ever. So we ate our donuts, and then we were like both in sugar comas. I think we ended up going to bed early. So I stayed in her guest room, and it was awesome. What up, snack pack? That's what I'm calling the Travel Snacks family. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell and throw a like on it. Let's now work towards getting this channel to 2,000 subscribers. And the next day was our day to go to this vegan restaurant called the Avocado Vegan Cafe. Now this restaurant is in a more northern city called Alpharetta. It's just like the cutest little vegan restaurant you've ever seen. And their menu isn't like huge, but it's like all the things that you would actually want to have. So what we decided to do, we decided to get 2 of their entrees. But first, before we did that, we wanted to get an appetizer. So the tostones is what we got, and those are freshly sliced plantains fried just right, served with guacamole. We got those tostones. What is wrong with my mouth? We got those tostones. I was eating them and I was like, this tastes so familiar to me. This tastes like something I have like tongue memory. Like I know this taste, but I couldn't place the taste, but it was delicious. And it was just super crispy and like awesome and like kind of sweet, but also not sweet. Like for fried plantains, you would think it would be more sweet. So I kept eating, and then I was like, oh my gosh, these taste like chicken taquitos. So those were great. I could have had that for a full-on meal. The 2 entrees that we chose so that we could share is we got the BLTA, which is like bacon and avocado, lettuce, tomato, blah, blah. And then we got the meatball sub. Okay. First of all, the BLT, like, it had like a nice crispy toasted bread. The bacon tasted very bacony. And then it was just like a good fresh BLT sandwich, but obviously not real pork. I don't really know what, I think it's like something called seitan, some kind of fake meat thing. It was really good. My favorite thing was the meatball sub. Okay, like I just want to like say this as strongly as possible. I ate that meatball sub. I don't know what the fake meat was, but it looked like a meatball, and the marinara was like super fresh and like really good tomato marinara, cashew cheese that looked like melted mozzarella on top. It tasted exactly like a meatball sub. It's actually freaking me out a little bit how closely of a taste it was. And then we're like, well, we might as well get dessert. So we got a vanilla cupcake and a black bean brownie. I don't like cupcakes in general, just like I'm not a cake person. I like cookies and brownies and all that. So I ate like 1 bite of the vanilla cupcake and I was like, you can have that. It just wasn't my thing. But the brownie was good too. Now, when it comes to brownies, like I'm a brownie connoisseur. I love brownies. I love fudgy brownies. And this one was just okay. This kind of reminded me of like the brownie that you get at like the 7-Eleven cash register where you get it and you open it, which actually that brownie is really good. So I can't even compare. So this brownie was like a step down from that kind of brownie. It was a good chocolatey flavor, but not quite like the exact brownie taste that I would be going for. Okay, so we had all that food, again, super filling. So if you're wondering if you can be a vegan and get full, you definitely can. I give Avocado Vegan Cafe a gigantic thumbs up, which you should give this video, boom. Okay, so after that, we were really, truly full. So she's like, okay, I want to take you over to the Buford Highway Farmers Market. That's a good idea because we were full and I wanted to like get walking. So I was expecting like a farmer's market like that you see outside where there's just like booths and stuff. So we pull up and it's like this big building and it looks like a grocery store, and I'm like, oh, this is different. So we go in there and it does look like like a huge grocery store. The difference is they're open 365 days a year. They're open from 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. And it's in a city called Doraville, and they've been there 30 years. Now, they have like every ethnic food you can think of. And it's really cool because there's 34 aisles. They're sectioned off by like areas. So they have like the South American section, the European section, the Asian section. It's pretty impressive. Like there's so much stuff. Like if you needed something for a specialty meal, you could definitely find it there. One of the greatest parts was just their produce section, which is full of just like amazingly awesome fruits and vegetables. There's like a lot of different exotic things that I'd never even heard of. And then they even had like 10 different types of eggplants, which I never even knew that there was more than one type of eggplant. So I was actually like, what is this? Like they have like so many different things. They have like a whole like bakery and bread section, and you can get like fresh tortillas. They have like this whole like area of all these like containers of spices. So if you want any type of spice, you can get it in a little container. And they're like super fresh spices too. Then I'd say one of the biggest sections of the store is like their fish area. You can get like fresh fish. I mean, these are like super fresh. Like you can get like gigantic fish, little fish, whatever type of fish you've ever thought about getting, it's there. They even have like frozen section where you can get like mochi and any kind of like frozen-y refrigerated things like you'd see in any grocery store. They have a deli, you can get fresh sushi. And then they even have their own cafe, so you can even sit down and have a bite to eat. The checkout area is just like any other like giant grocery store, and I just thought like I was so impressed with that place. Like if I lived out there, I would get all my stuff from there. It was a great experience. Okay, so now on to a topic that is a sore subject, is my dumb backseat car mattress, which seems to have a problem like every week. For those of you that have been following the journey, you know the stories. But for those of you that don't, I've had 2 of the same mattress, and over time they've both sprung leaks. I've patched, I've tried all these things, and just go back and watch some of the videos. I don't want to even rehash it because it's upsetting. So I ordered a brand new mattress finally. I didn't want to spend the money, but I did. This one was $40, so it wasn't too bad. It's a totally different company. I found a parking lot because it's a whole ordeal to like just have to take all this stuff out and then I opened up the new mattress. What is this? It's in 2 pieces. It's not even like one mattress, because like the mattress is like this. Let's see, like this. Maybe it's designed to do this and it's just better. Was it better? No. The piece that's like the bench part that fills in for your feet fit perfectly in there, but then it like curved up. So then when I blew up the mattress part and put it on, it was like going like this, because this was like this. So then my mattress was like going backwards. And also that mattress was a piece of junk. It was like, if you have ever gone to Walmart in the summer and bought a raft for your pool and it's like that really thin material. No, whoever made this design probably never even tried it in the backseat of a car. I can't with this mattress. I immediately deflated that stupid thing. Got on the Amazon app. I already sent that stupid thing back. And then I decided to order a new mattress of the same brand that I've had the first 2 mattresses. But the problem is that it will not be delivered for a week. And to be continued. I'll keep you posted. Snack time.